Good morning and Chanukah Sameach. Before I start, I'd like to point out something today. This menorah behind me by my right shoulder is a historic and beautiful menorah that survived the Holocaust. It was used in Poland. It was taken by the Nazis. Their name should be erased. It was taken by them to be burnt down into silver, to be melted into silver coins, rescued by the Allies before it was destroyed, and Judaica artifacts like that were distributed around the world. This one made its way here to Cape Town, and it has been in display in various forms in the communal offices and museums for the last 70 years, but it has never been lit since the Holocaust. And last night here at Morashah, we had the privilege of lighting it again for the first time since the Holocaust, and we had a Holocaust survivor, Mrs. Ella Blumenthal, lighting it for us, which was just amazing. It's really quite something that we've had. I'm taking it back later today. In our Parshat Mikeitz, we have Pharaoh's dream, Pharaoh's very interesting dream, with all of the factors that go on, with the cows, with the ears of grain, with the 7 good years, the 7 bad years. And when he starts off describing the cows that he sees, or the dream that he has, it says, behold, from the river came up 7 cows, yefot mareh uviyot basar, beautiful of appearance and healthy of flesh, v'tirena b'achu, and they grazed in the pasture in the meadow. And behold, 7 other cows came up after them in a year from the river. Ra'ot mareh, ugly of appearance, v'dakot basar, and scrawny of flesh. V'ta'abmodna eitzel haparot al sfatei or, and they stood by the cows, by the original cows, on the bank of the river. So you have the first cows, which represent, as we're going to see, the 7 good years, are beautiful and healthy cows. The second cows are ugly and scrawny cows. Now, Rashi comments over here. He doesn't tell us the symbolism of much in the dream. Much of the symbolism he leaves out. But one of the things he does explain is, as far as the beauty of the cows goes, he says, Yafot mareh, beautiful of appearance, Siman hu liyemei hasova. This is a sign to the years of plenty. She'abriot nirot yafot zulazu. When people are good to one another. She'ein ayin briot tzara b'chaverta. That the eye of one person is not stingy towards that of another. That people are not stingy towards one another. Now, I'd like to just take this Rashi and explore its implications. Firstly, why is it that Rashi is focusing on this one aspect of the dream? He's not telling us why there's 7 cows. He's not telling us what it means that there's 7 good cows, healthy cows, only that they're good looking. He's not telling us why they are eating in the pasture. He's not telling us why the other cows are standing on the banks. Why is he focusing on this point? So the answer is, I believe, that most of the other points of significance are spelled out elsewhere in the Torah, what they are and what they mean. That's why we have, for example, that when Pharaoh repeats this dream to Yosef, Yosef explains to him, the 7 good cows, 7 healthy cows are 7 good years, the 7 unhealthy cows are the 7 years of famine. But what Joseph never explains is this point of why are the first cows attractive and the second cows unattractive. You see, if you look at the Torah, it's quite clear they're 2 different things. The first cows are attractive and healthy, and the second cows are unattractive and unhealthy. And this is what's mentioned when Pharaoh first has the dream. When Pharaoh tells Joseph the dream, he emphasizes these points as well. This is what he explains. Pharaoh tells Yosef, here we go, Sheva parot briot basar v'yafotar, 7 cows, healthy of flesh and beautiful of appearance. And yet Yosef doesn't explain that for him. So obviously, Rashi is forced to conclude this is a point that is important but not relevant to Pharaoh. If it was relevant to Pharaoh, Yosef would have explained it to Pharaoh. If it wasn't important, the Torah wouldn't have included it. So for whom was the Torah telling us that the cows are beautiful? that the healthy cows are beautiful and that the unhealthy cows are ugly? The answer, Rashi says, is for us. That message was not ultimately for Pharaoh. Pharaoh was the custodian of that message. He was the one who was given that to note, but he was never given the answer. The answer is given by the Midrash, which Rashi now quotes. What's the answer? The answer is for us to understand that when are people at their most generous of spirit? When are people at their most humble, open, giving? When they feel that they are in a place of abundance. When they feel that they have enough. When people feel that they have enough, that's when they're going to give to others. When people feel deprived, they are likely to become more stingy and more mean. Now, that's not to say that you can't have people who have everything and yet are very stingy. And that's not to say you can have people who are nothing, who are not generous. You find such people who are extremely generous. But the Torah here is laying down in a subtle way, and this is what Rashi is drawing out, the general rule, the general key of people. If you want to see someone at their best, make them feel safe. Remove from them financial concerns, worries, burdens, frustrations. The path to goodness in Judaism is not necessarily through poverty. We do not idolize or admire poverty. In fact, we see many times that as some sort of reward for the mitzvot, Hashem will bless us with what? With wealth. Wealth and, can I say, comfort is linked in fact to goodness, not to the attitude of this v'yishman yeshurun v'yiv'at, the Torah says later on. The Jewish people became fat and it kicked. That indulgence and that self-satisfaction is a very dangerous thing. That's certainly not something we look towards. However, the idea here of the fact that when things are good, that people are good. When people feel secure in their finances, when they feel secure in their situation, they're able to give and be good to others. That's a wonderful thing. That's something that we recognize, and that's something we want to encourage. And it's so beautiful, again, that in this dream, with all of the rich details, this is a point that's made, and this is a point that Pharaoh senses as significant, yet doesn't know what it is. Because the fate of the country is not going to rest on that. Ultimately, what he needs to know is there are going to be 7 good years and 7 bad years. He doesn't need to understand people, but we need to understand people. We need to know how people work. We need to know how to elicit the best of others and what to watch for in ourselves. Have a wonderful Shabbos.